Welcome back to Empowerment and Illness. I'm Gwen, your host. This month, we're continuing our Lupus Awareness Month series by talking about something many people with lupus understand deeply, even if they've never had a name for it. I call it energy math, or counting your spoons. Energy math is the constant calculating, adjusting, rationing, and rethinking that happens when your body doesn't give you the same amount of energy every day. It's not just being tired. It's not just needing more sleep. It's not just having a full schedule. It's living with a body that may let you do something today, then ask you to pay for it tomorrow. It's deciding whether taking a shower means you won't have energy to cook dinner. It's wondering if going to the grocery store will make tomorrow harder. It's choosing between answering messages, folding laundry, going to an appointment, preparing food, resting, or saving enough energy to show up for your family later. People who don't live with lupus may only see the final decision. They see the canceled plans, the slow reply, the early goodbye, the quiet day at home, or the task that didn't get done. What they don't always see is the planning that happened before that decision, or the recovery that may need to happen after it. So today, we're talking about the energy math of lupus. Some people call it counting your spoons. We're talking about what it takes to plan when your body keeps changing. We're talking about the grief, the strategy, the pressure, and the support that can make this part of lupus feel less lonely. Let's get into it. People often compare energy to a battery, and sometimes that image helps. It gives people a way to explain that energy can run low, that rest matters, and that the body has limits. But with lupus, energy doesn't always work like a clean, predictable battery. A battery usually charges when you plug it in. With lupus, you can rest and still wake up exhausted. You can sleep for hours and still feel heavy. You can cancel plans, stay home, take it easy, and still not feel restored. That can be frustrating because it makes rest feel less straightforward than people expect. There are also days when your body gives you a little more energy, and it can be tempting to spend all of it at once. You may think, I feel better today, so let me catch up on everything. Then you clean, run errands, answer emails, make calls, cook, fold laundry, and try to reclaim the version of yourself that used to move without so much calculation. But then the next day comes. Your body may feel heavier, pain may flare, brain fog may settle in. Fatigue may hit so hard that even simple tasks feel far away. And suddenly, yesterday's good day feels like it came with a bill you didn't fully see coming. That's why energy with lupus is not just about how you feel in a moment. It's about what today may cost tomorrow. It's about understanding that a good hour doesn't always mean a good day. And a good day doesn't always mean your body's ready for a full week of demands. This is one of the hardest things to explain to others. People may think, but you seemed fine yesterday. They're not always trying to be cruel. Sometimes they truly don't understand how quickly things can shift. They don't understand that lupus can make energy feel unstable, like the ground keeps moving under your feet. For the person living with lupus, that instability can affect confidence. You may stop trusting your own plans because your body has changed the plan so many times before. You may feel nervous saying yes because you don't know if you'll be able to follow through. You may feel guilty saying no because part of you still wants to live like energy is predictable. But needing flexibility doesn't mean you're unreliable. It means you're living with an illness that changed your capacity. Your body may not offer the same amount of strength every day, and pretending it does can lead to more harm than honesty ever could. Energy math often begins before the day even starts, before an appointment, a family event, a work task, or a simple errand. A person with lupus may already be calculating. What time do I need to wake up? Do I have enough energy to shower? Should I eat before I go? Or will preparing food take too much out of me? Then the next layer starts. How far is the drive? Will there be parking close by? Will I have to walk far? Will the lights be harsh? Will the room be cold? Will I need to sit for a long time? Will I need to answer questions, remember details, or explain symptoms when my brain already feels foggy? By the time other people see the person arrive, they may not realize how much energy has already been spent. Getting there may have taken planning, pacing, medication timing, rest before leaving, careful clothing choices, and emotional preparation. What looks like showing up may have required a whole behind-the-scenes process. Even social plans come with calculations. A dinner invite may sound simple, but the person with lupus may be thinking about the noise level, the seating, the food, the time of day, the length of the visit, the drive home, and whether they'll have enough recovery time afterwards. They may want to go and still feel anxious about what it will take. This can make every day feel like a series of trade-offs. If I go to the store, can I still cook? If I cook, can I still clean up? If I clean up, will I have anything left for tomorrow? If I answer messages tonight, will I have enough focus for my appointments in the morning? People may only see the no. They may not see everything that no is protecting. No may be protecting tomorrow's appointments. No may be protecting enough energy to care for children. No may be protecting work. No may be protecting a body that has been sending warning signs all day. This is why general offers like, just come for a little while, can still feel complicated. A little while is not always little when you count getting ready, traveling, being present, masking symptoms, coming home, and recovery. The event lasts 1 hour, but the energy cost may stretch across 2 to 3 days. And when someone with lupus says, I need to think about it, that may not mean they're avoiding you. They may be checking their body, their week, their pain, their fatigue, their medication schedule, their last flare, that next responsibility, and the amount of recovery time they have available. That's a lot to carry silently. So when we talk about lupus awareness, we need to include this hidden math, because the final answer, yes or no, rarely tells the whole story. Energy planning can be practical, but it can also be emotional. It's one thing to say, I need to pace myself. It's another thing to feel the sadness that comes with choosing carefully again and again. Sometimes the hardest part is not knowing what you need to do. Sometimes the hardest part is accepting that you have to make the choice at all. There can be grief in saying no to something you wanted. There can be grief in leaving early while everyone else stays. There can be grief in watching people move through a day without weighing every action against possible pain, exhaustion, or a flare symptom. Even when you make the right choice for your body, it can still hurt. That grief can be confusing because people may praise the choice. They may say, good for you for resting. And they may mean it kindly, but inside, you may still feel disappointed. You may still wish you didn't need to rest. You may still wish the version of life where participation didn't require so much planning. There can also be guilt. Guilt for canceling. Guilt for needing help. Guilt for not being able to keep up. Guilt for watching someone else handle a task you used to do without thinking. Guilt can show up even when you know logically that your body needs care. But guilt doesn't always tell the truth. Sometimes guilt is just the voice of old expectations. It may come from a time when you measured yourself by how much you could do, how little you needed, or how often you pushed through. Lupus can challenge that old measurement, and that challenge can feel uncomfortable. Many people with lupus live between two pressures. If they push too hard, they pay for it. If they rest, they may feel like they're letting someone down. That pressure can make even small decisions feel heavy. A simple invite can turn into a mental debate. A small task can feel loaded because it's connected to everything else your body still has to manage. It helps to name the choice honestly. You may love someone and still not have energy to visit. You may care about your responsibility and still need to rest. You may want to participate and still know that your body cannot safely handle it today. These things can all be true at the same time. Choosing carefully is not the same as giving up. It's a way of staying in your life with more awareness. It's a way of protecting future energy. It's a way of saying, I want to keep going, but I have to go differently now. Marinate on that. A lot of advice about routines: assume a stable body. Wake up at the same time. Do the same steps. Make the list. Follow the plans. Stay consistent. Push through resistance. Finish what you started. That kind of advice can feel discouraging when you're living with lupus. Not because structure is bad, but because rigid structure don't always leave room for pain, fatigue, brain fog, appointments, flares, medication side effects, or recovery. A plan that works beautifully for a healthy body may collapse quickly inside a body with changing limits. That's why I like the word rhythm more than routine. A routine can feel fixed. A rhythm has movement. It can slow down, it can shift. It can make space for stronger days and harder days. It still gives shape to life, but it doesn't demand that every day look the same. A realistic rhythm asks different questions. Not, how do I force myself to finish everything, but what matters most today? Not, how do I keep up with who I used to be, but what does my body have available right now? Not, how do I prove I'm trying, but how do I protect enough energy to live this day with care? This is where a tool like My Flarecast can support the process. Tracking symptoms, energy, sleep, stress, weather changes, activity, and recovery may help you notice patterns over time. It may not make lupus predictable, but it can give you information, and information can help you make more thoughtful decisions. For example, you may notice that back-to-back appointments drain you for days. You may notice that heat or sun exposure affects you more than you wanted to admit. You may notice that emotional stress hits your body physically. You may notice that one errand is manageable, but 3 errands in one day can tip you into a crash. That kind of information is not about blaming yourself. It's about understanding your body with more honesty. It can help you plan buffer time, ask for help earlier, space out activities, and prepare for recovery instead of acting surprised when your body needs it. A realistic rhythm might mean choosing one priority for the day. It might be preparing simple meals when energy is better. It might mean resting before an event instead of only after it. It might mean keeping important items in one place so brain fog doesn't turn every task into a search. It might mean leaving open space after appointments because you know they'll take more from you than people realize. The goal is not to control lupus completely. That would be unfair to ask of yourself. The goal is to reduce the number of times you are forced to run on empty. The goal is to build a life that respects your limits without treating your life as over. Energy math shouldn't have to happen alone, but many people with lupus are used to carrying it privately. They calculate, adjust, cancel, recover, and explain without anyone else knowing how much thought went into each decision. Part of the reason is that asking for help can feel vulnerable. It can be hard to say, I can't do this by myself, especially if you used to be the person who handled everything. You may have been the planner, the helper, the reliable one, the person who remembered the details and showed up for everyone else. Lupus can make that shift painful. Needing support in areas where you used to feel independent can bring up frustration, embarrassment, grief, or fear. You may worry that people will see you differently. You may worry they will get tired of helping. You may worry that asking once means they'll assume you can't do anything anymore. But support is not a personal failure. Support is part of living with a condition that can ask more from a body than one person can carry alone. Letting someone help with one task may protect energy for something only you can do. Rest, heal, attend an appointment, parent, work, think clearly, breathe for a moment. Support works better when it becomes specific. I need help can feel too broad, especially when you're exhausted. A specific request gives people a clear place to step in. Can you pick up my prescriptions? Can you drive me to my appointment? Can you help me make this phone call? Can you bring dinner on Thursday? Can we make flexible plans instead of setting a firm time? Specific support also protects relationships. It helps people understand what actually helps instead of guessing. Sometimes people offer support that sounds kind but doesn't fit the need. They may say, "Let's go out," and get your mind off it, when what you really need is a quiet meal drop at the door. They may say, "Call me if you need anything," when what you really need is for someone to make the first move. For listeners who love someone with lupus, this is where you can make a real difference. Don't wait until they're completely depleted before you offer help. Don't make them prove how tired they are. Don't take it personally if they need to change plans. Ask what makes the day easier and be willing to believe the answer. For the person with lupus, it may help to create a short list of support requests before you need them. When you're in a flare or exhausted, it can be hard to think clearly. Having a few prepared phrases can make asking feel less overwhelming. My Voice Ally can help with that kind of preparation, especially when you need words that are clear, respectful, and honest. Energy planning becomes more sustainable when support is part of the plan, not a last resort. You deserve help before collapse. You deserve flexibility before crisis. You deserve people around you who understand that protecting your energy is not selfish. It's part of caring for your health. Set aside some quiet time this week with your journal. These prompts are meant to help you notice your direction, not judge your pace. When you think about your energy today, what word comes up first? Drained, steady, unpredictable, fragile, hopeful, frustrated, or something else? Write the word down, then write what your body has been asking from you lately. Are there tasks, people, places, or expectations that cost you more energy than others realize? Make a list of the things that take more from you than they appear to take from the outside. Let yourself be honest. What's one place in your week where you need more buffer room? Maybe it's before an appointment, after errands, around social plans, or during work. Write down one adjustment that could give your body more space to recover. For our listeners' action plan, this week we're asking you to take 3 practical steps toward understanding and supporting the energy math of lupus. Step 1. Name one hidden energy cost. Think about one part of your day that takes more energy than people realize. It can be showering, cooking, driving, working, answering messages, attending appointments, or being social. Write it down and acknowledge that it counts. Step 2. Build in one buffer. Choose one activity this week and add recovery space around it. That might mean resting before you leave, keeping the rest of the day lighter, asking for help with transportation, or not scheduling anything demanding right afterwards. Give your body room before it has to beg for it. Step 3. Ask for or offer one specific support. If you're living with lupus, ask for one clear form of help this week. If you love someone with lupus, offer one specific support instead of a general statement. Try something like, "Can I pick up something for you?" Or, "Would it help if we made this plan flexible?" Or, "Do you want help preparing for your appointment?" And now, a word from our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Mind Flarecast, an empowerment and illness tool created to help you notice patterns, prepare for changes, and better understand how your body responds over time. When you're living with lupus, energy can feel unpredictable. One day may look manageable, and the next may feel completely different. My Flarecast gives you a place to track symptoms, fatigue, pain, stress, sleep, activity, and possible triggers so you can start seeing what your body may be trying to tell you. This isn't about blaming yourself for a flare or trying to control every part of your illness. It's about giving yourself more clarity. When you have information in one place, you can prepare for appointments, explain changes more clearly, and make decisions with a little more support behind them. My Flarecast helps you move from guessing to noticing. And when lupus makes energy planning feel uncertain, noticing patterns can be one way to care for yourself with more steadiness, more preparation, and more trust in what your body is telling you. Be prepared. Don't panic. And now, back to the show. Before we leave, I would like to close with a special portion of the show I call Healing Heartbeats. This is where we allow ourselves to wallow in sorrow. Give yourself 3 minutes to laugh, cry, scream, cuss, or just sit in silence. Whatever you need to do to feel it, do it. Let the depression in for only 3 minutes. Once you've reached 3 minutes, compartmentalize it and get back to living. This is a rinse and repeat behavior. You cannot let depression take over, because when it does, it will not let go. When we hear about the passing of someone, they have the day they were born and the day they pass away. There is a dash in the middle. It's not a long line, but a short dash. That dash represents your life. Go live in spite of having a chronic illness. Don't let your condition stop you. Energy math is one of the quiet realities of living with lupus. It happens in the background of ordinary days, inside decisions other people may never think twice about. It asks you to measure, adjust, and protect your energy in a world that often assumes everyone has the same amount to spend. If you're living with lupus, I hope this episode reminds you that your planning is not overthinking. Your planning is not laziness. Your need for rest is not a character flaw. You're responding to a body that requires care, strategy, and respect. If you love someone with lupus, pay attention to the hidden work. The canceled plans may be protecting tomorrow. The slow response may be preserving energy. The quiet day may be an act of care. Believe them when they tell you what their body can and can't do. Remember, you have the strength, the heart, and the support to continue your journey. Be safe.